Hey everyone, Cap from TCG Break here, bringing you the 6th installment of my deck building series. For this episode, I made some great additions to the main and side deck, primarily focusing on becoming more competitively viable overall, and we were able to gauge this through our recent remote duel tournament that we hosted here on YouTube, and all of the match replays for this episode are from that tournament. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into the changes that I made to the deck for this episode. Starting with the main monster lineup, I'm playing 3 Revealer of the Ice Barrier, 2 Speaker for the Ice Barriers, and 1 General Wayne of the Ice Barrier. This deck's primary goal is to go first and set up a board of multiple interruptions through the use of your Totally Awesome, as well as the various trap cards. As such, I've cut General Wayne down to 1 copy, as it's a great card going second or in the mid to late game, though going first, it will likely end up being a dead card in your hand. Continuing with the Ice Barrier lineup, I'm playing 1 Zooajin, 1 Warlock, 1 Hexa Spirit, and 1 Defender of the Ice Barrier. As I continue to try to shape the deck to become more competitively viable, I am required to take out some of the Ice Barrier monsters in favor of more trap cards or hand traps. As such, I've cut Hexa Spirit to 1, and throughout the tournament, I found that 1 copy worked perfectly fine. Continuing with the tuners and extenders, I'm playing 1 copy of Fishborg Launcher, 1 Crystron Citri, and the 1 copy of White Stingray. Continuing with the monster lineup, I'm still playing the 3 copies of Swap Frog, the 1 Dupe Frog, and the 1 Ronin Totem. I've moved Psyframe Gear Gamma into the main deck, as well as the 1 Psyframe Driver. As it's a rather versatile hand trap, it may give you a free Crystron Hulky Fibrax or Adamancipator Risen Dragite. Moving on to the spell lineup, I'm playing 3 copies of Medallion of the Ice Barrier, 2 Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier, and 1 Winds over the Ice Barrier. As we slim down the Ice Barrier monster lineup in the main deck, I found 1 copy of Winds to work perfectly fine, and I found the 2 copies of Freezing Chains to be more than enough. Moving on to the trap lineup, a new addition, I'm playing 3 copies of Different Dimension Ground. This is an excellent addition to the deck and is fairly impactful against our current meta, and I wanted an additional trap card in the deck in order to further take advantage of the Paleo trap card effects in the grave. This simply has the effect where any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead the turn it is activated. This is currently at an assessed market price of 30 cents per copy. As for the Paleo traps, I'm still playing 2 Paleozoic Canadia, 2 Paleozoic Deinonymiscus, and 2 Paleozoic Olonoides. And to round it out for the main deck, I'm still playing the 3 copies of Crackdown. This definitely proved to be one of the best cards in the main deck during the tournament, as being able to take control of your opponent's monster and possibly use it for synchro or link material proved very effective overall. There are no major changes to the extra deck. I'm playing 1 Crystron Hulky Fibrax, 1 Marincess Coral Anemone, and 1 Boral Sword Dragon. As for the Xyz monsters, I'm playing the 1 Totally Awesome, the 1 Abyss Dweller, and the 1 Bahamut Shark. Moving on to the synchros, I'm playing the 1 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Crystron Quandax, 1 Desert Locust, and the 1 Shooting Riser Dragon. And to round it out, I'm playing the 1 Adamancipator Risen Dragite, the 1 Crystron Phoenix, the 1 Crystron Quirion Gandrax, 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and 1 Trishula Zero Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Moving on to the side deck, a great new addition, I'm playing 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. I wanted to be as prepared as possible for a variety of matchups in the tournament, and Droll and Lockbird can certainly shut down many decks in our current meta, as it has the effect where if a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand, you can quick effect send Droll to the graveyard, and for the rest of the turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to the hand. And Droll and Lockbird currently has a listed market price of $8 per copy. I'm still playing the 3 copies of Artifact Lancia, primarily for the dinosaur matchup. I'm still playing the 3 copies of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. I did not side this in for really any of the games, as a majority of my matches were against decks that did not heavily utilize the link mechanic, though our small sample size for our tournament certainly does not represent the meta overall, and I believe Phantasme is an excellent side deck choice, for example against the Dragon Link matchup. Another great addition to the side deck, I'm playing one copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, as well as the 2 copies of Twin Twisters from our previous episode. Harpy's Feather Duster currently has an assessed market price of $12 per copy. And to round it out for the side deck, I'm still playing the 3 copies of Appointer of the Red Lotus. So with these changes in mind, let's get into the match replays for this week and see exactly how well the deck performed in a competitive setting. Moving on to the first match for this remote duel tournament, do keep in mind that I will always be on the left side of the screen, as we were showing 2 tables at once. So for the first match, they opt to go first and end on Dante as well as a set back row. I start with the normal summon of Revealer, special summon General Wayne, special summon Speaker, overlay for Bahamut, to which they respond with Fogblade. I'm able to banish Speaker to special summon a token, and then Synchro into the Trishula, banishing 1 card from their hand, 1 card from their graveyard, as well as Dante from the field. I set 2 back row and attack over their Burning Abyss monster, and pass turn. They follow up simply by setting 1 back row, as well as 1 monster. I activate Olenoides to destroy 1 of their back row. Then activate Dinomischus to banish Fogblade, and special summon Olenoides from the grave. Then I'm able to follow up with a Totally Awesome. And link away for the Boral Sword. And with that, I'm able to take the duel. Moving on to the second game, they opt to go second. So I start by normal summoning Revealer, special summon Speaker, I'm able to special summon Hexa, overlay for Bahamut Shark to special summon the Toad, link climb into Halqifibrax, set 1 and pass. They Kaiju my Totally Awesome, and then follow up with a Raigeki. They attempt to attack with their Kaiju, to which I respond with Crackdown, and then they simply set 2 and pass. I follow up with Feather Duster to destroy their set back row. And then normal summon the Swap Frog, sending Ronin Totem. And bounce the swap back to hand and simply pass turn. From there they set 1 monster and 1 back row and pass turn. I normal summon Swap on the following turn, special summon Ronin, and then overlay for the Totally Awesome. And then set 1 and pass. On their standby phase, I activate Toad's effect to special summon the Dupe Frog. On the summon of Seer, I activate Canadia to flip it face down, as I don't want them to get into a Dante. On the following turn, I'm able to special summon Ronin, and then overlay for the Totally Awesome. I'm able to banish their Dante through the use of Dynamiscus. However, this was a misplay on my part, as they're able to use Barbar's effect in order to deal damage to my life points. As well as overlay for yet another Dante. However, they are able to attack over my Totally Awesome and put just enough damage on board to end the duel in a tie. Now moving on to the second match, we're up against Pure Shaddoll. They start by setting a monster and setting 2 back row, then simply passing turn. I start with a Medallion to add Revealer, special summon White Stingray from my hand, and then normal summon the Revealer. I'm able to overlay for Bahamut Shark, as well as special summon the Totally Awesome. Then I simply set 2 back row and pass turn. They start with a Shaddoll Fusion, to which I negate with the Totally Awesome, and then shuffle back the Toad. They simply set yet another monster and pass turn. I normal summon a Revealer, and use its effect to special summon Defender, then special summon Zuijin from the graveyard, activate Hexa's effect to send Warlock, then using Zuijin and Hexa Spirit, I special summon the Halqifibrax, which upon activation of its effect, they special summon Shaddoll Core. I'm able to get out the Totally Awesome yet again, and destroy their set back row. From here, I'm able to attack over Shaddoll Core, however I don't want to attack over their set monsters. Since I know they're playing Shaddoll, they will likely benefit off of their flip effects. They flip Dragon, to which I respond with Halqifibrax's effect to banish itself and special summon Desert Locusts. They return Coral Anemone to the deck. However, upon attack declaration, I activate Crackdown to take control of their Shaddoll monster. On the following turn, I have enough materials to link into the Boral Sword and put in quite a lot of damage. The following turn, they fusion summon into a Shekanaga. Though they aren't able to get over the Boral Sword, so I'm able to simply OTK and win the first duel. The second duel I end on Halqifibrax, Citri, as well as 2 set back row. They activate Shaddoll Fusion on their turn, to which I respond with Halqifibrax, bringing out the Shooting Riser Dragon. They special summon El Shaddoll Construct and attempt to attack over my Shooting Riser Dragon. However, I activate Crackdown to take control of it. They activate Super Polymerization, using the Beast in hand, as well as the Construct on my field, to go into an El Shaddoll Winda. And they're able to attack over the Shooting Riser Dragon, and put in 100 damage. However, I am able to follow up on the next turn with a Synchro Summon of Adamancipator Risen Dragite and put in enough damage to seal the match. Now on to the third match, we're up against Dogmatica Dino. They start with Extravagance, but don't appear to have any further plays, so they simply set one and pass. I start by activating Medallion, which is met with an Ash Blossom, so I simply set 3 and pass. On their turn, I destroy their set Impermanence with Olenoides, however I don't draw into any extenders, so I simply set 1 and pass. They normal summon Ecclesia and attempt to attack over my set monster, which in this case was Ronin Totem. From there I'm able to link into the Coral Anemone on the following turn and start my combo, however they concede shortly thereafter. They normal summon Animadorned Archosaur, link away for the Link Karibo and Secure Gardna, then activate Lost World, activate Double Evolution Pill to special summon the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and simply pass turn from there. I don't have many plays, so I set 1 monster and set 3 back row, then pass turn. On their turn, I activate Paleozoic Deinamiscus to banish their Lost World. They special summon the Fleur-de-Lis, and I activate Paleozoic Canadia to change the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to face down defense position, and then chain the Deinamiscus in grave. They are able to attack over Deinamiscus, and attack over the Jura Egg token. I start by activating Freezing Chains to special summon the Defender of the Ice Barrier. I link into the Coral Anemone, and then activate the Different Dimension Ground in order to use my Paleo Trap in the grave to special summon. This gives me the material I need after special summoning Rodent Totem to get into the Totally Awesome. I'm able to attack over their Secure Gardna and pass turn from there. They attack over my Coral Anemone, as well as the Totally Awesome. I shuffle back the Totally Awesome. They attempt to directly enter battle phase and attack with the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, to which I respond with Crackdown to take control of it, and special summon a Paleo Trap in my grave. However, they are able to attack over the Paleo Trap with Ecclesia, and from here I can pretty much see the writing on the wall, as I don't have enough resources, so I concede for game 2. As for the third duel for the match, they're able to start with a Fossil Dig as well as Lost World, and yet another Fossil Dig, and are able to go off on fairly standard dinosaur combos. They link into the Link Karibo as well as Secure Gardna, activate the Double Evolution Pill to special summon the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, as well as end on a Pancratops. I start by activating Twin Twisters to destroy their Lost World. I then normal summon Hexa Spirit and special summon the Speaker from my hand, activating Hexa Spirit's effect, sending the Defender to my graveyard. I'm able to synchro away into the Dragite, then special summon Fishborg Launcher from my graveyard, set 1 card and enter battle phase. I'm able to attack over the Soul Eating Oviraptor with Dragite, which is able to put in just enough damage to end the match. Now moving on to the final match for the tournament, I'm yet again up against Phantom Knight Burning Abyss. I win the dice roll and opt to go first, starting with the normal summon of Swap Frog, sending Ronin Totem. I bounce Swap Frog back to my hand, and then special summon it by discarding Zoojin. I send yet another Swap Frog to the grave, which allows me to special summon Ronin. I overlay for the Totally Awesome, set 2 back row, and pass turn. On their standby phase, I activate Toad's effect to special summon Dupe Frog from my deck, Kaiju, the Totally Awesome, and they're able to go off on fairly standard Burning Abyss plays, overlaying for Dante, to which I respond to with Crackdown. From there they activate Raigeki, which clears the board, banish Silent Boots to add Fogblade, and pass turn from there. On the following turn, I'm able to combo off into the Marincess Coral Anemone, as well as eventually overlay for the Totally Awesome, and attack for a decent portion of their life points. On the following turn, they're able to overlay for the Phantom Knight's Breaksword, which attempts to destroy my Totally Awesome, and I negate with Toad's effect. And from there, they're forced to pass turn. On the following turn, I special summon Speaker using Coral Anemone's effect, special summon Zoojin from the grave, and tribute for the General Wayne, which gives me enough damage on board to end the duel. As for the second duel of the match, they opt to go first. They're able to link into a Cherubini, as well as overlay for a Dante, and end with a fairly stacked graveyard full of Burning Abyss monsters, and pass turn. I start with the normal summon of Revealer, activating its effect, discarding Zoojin to special summon Hexa Spirit. I special summon the General Wayne, which adds Medallion. I activate Medallion to add Speaker, and then special summon the Speaker from my hand, overlaying for the Bahamut Shark, and special summoning the Totally Awesome. From there I activate Hexa Spirit's effect, sending Defender, and then banishing Speaker, which gives me the materials I need for a Trishula, allowing me to banish the Dante, one card in their hand, as well as Graph from their graveyard. From there I attack over their Cherubini, as well as attack over one of their Burning Abyss monsters, so I set 3 cards in the back row and pass turn. In the end phase they add Seer to hand, and on the following turn they're able to tribute into the Jinzo, which shuts off my trap cards. And they simply enter battle phase to attack over the Totally Awesome, but from there they're forced to pass turn. On the following turn, I use Zoojin's effect to special summon it from the grave, then activate Bahamut Shark's effect to special summon Totally Awesome, and from there I enter battle phase and attack over the Jinzo, as well as attack over their set monster. I then activate Crackdown to take control of their Burning Abyss monster they just special summoned, and pass turn from there. On the following turn, they draw into Ancient Cloak, but don't have enough resources to get over my board, and simply concede thereafter. As shown in the match replays, I was actually able to take the tournament with a 3-0-1 record, and I am fairly pleased with the deck's performance overall, though the practice with the deck over the past 6 episodes definitely prepared me for this tournament, and goes to show, with the right understanding for a certain archetype and enough dedication to the deck, you are able to achieve desired results. So with that being said, that's all I have for this episode, As always, if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more like it, feel free to give us a like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any suggestions regarding changes you would make to the deck in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, until the next one, have a nice day.